Okay, so how I built big moon shoulders. I've always been a skinny guy trying to bulk up, but I did so many mistakes and decisions which I regret. So I remember this is me back in 2020 or something when I started my fitness journey. So I remember very, very clearly, like the first thing I wanted to grow was the shoulders. So my idea was, okay, just go onto YouTube, search the best shoulder exercises, and I would find those videos with the GIF, you know, the GIF with the exercises, showing the exercises, kind of like tutorials. And I would find a video with 10 exercises and I would just do those 10 exercises just randomly, and that was my workout for the shoulders. And later on I found out that that didn't work, but I did some stuff that worked. So that's why I feel that I have decent advice. And no disrespect to anyone, but a lot of big guys that give this sort of advice, they have insane genetics and they've never gone through the problem. So what I want to do in this video is to share exactly what works best for me from someone who is in the same position as you are. Once you're ready, you can get the exact workout program that I used to build my body from this to this. Go click the link below once you're ready. All right, let's do this. So let's go over first what worked very, very well for me. So from the start, I want to tell you that I didn't have access to a lateral raises machine. And I mean this one, specifically this one, the standing lateral raises machine. I didn't have access to that in the gym. So I had to find some other ways. What I did and what worked very, very well for me was heavy dumbbell lateral raises with drop sets. That worked very, very well. Training my shoulders 2 times per week was another thing that I did, and the second change that I did, and that boosted my shoulders. I tried training them 3 times a week, but because of the heavy raises, my shoulder joints would feel painful the 3rd time. So I would train, I don't know, Monday, Wednesday, and I would try again on Friday to do some shoulder work, but on Friday my shoulder joint would feel very, very painful. So I come back to 2 times a week. And I start to, the way I train is I start the sets with good form, controlling the weight, focusing on the muscle. And at the end, just try to get as many reps as I could, even though I break the form a bit. But I just try to take as much work as possible from the shoulders. And tracking my workouts helped me to do progressive overload. This is another thing. So if I would take only 2-3 things from this, I would take the heavy dumbbell lateral raises with drop sets, training shoulders 2 times a week. I would start the sets with good form, and at the end just try to get as much work as possible for the shoulders and progressive overload. If you just do this, you're gonna grow your shoulders. Now, I'm gonna walk you through the exact steps to build your shoulders as fast as possible. So let's go through the actual muscle, what we need to train. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep this too long. I'm going to go straight into specific advice. But I think it's important for you to know which muscle you're training and understand it. So what we want to grow is the middle fibers of the deltoid muscle. So when people say, okay, train your shoulders, they mean the deltoid muscle. This is the deltoid muscle, and this is the right side of the body. So this is the deltoid muscle, and we have 3 types of fibers. We have the anterior fibers, the ones in the front, the middle fibers, and the posterior fibers in the back. What we want to grow is the middle fibers. Of course, you want to grow the entire muscle. That's going to give you that 3D look. But what we want to really focus on in the beginning is the middle fibers, as you can see right here. So let's go to training. Which exercises to choose? See the kind of equipment that you have in the gym and try all of them. Now, here is what I want you to try. Number 1, standing machine lateral raises. This exercise is this one right here, standing. Then the next one I want you to try sitting machine lateral raises, and this is the one that I think you keep your arms at 90 degrees like this, your elbows are 90 degrees, and you go like this, and you're sitting. Then try dumbbell lateral raises, cable lateral raises, and upright rows. Try all of these. These are going to train the middle fibers of the deltoid muscle. Try all of these and find which one you like the most. You want to include that in your every single workout, and the one that gives you a good work on the middle fibers and does not hurt your shoulders. These are the checklist for you. You only need to pick 2 or 3. So After you try all of these for a week or 2 weeks, then you come back and analyze and see, okay, I'm going to pick maybe standing machine lateral raises if you have one, if you have access to one, then dumbbell lateral raises, and maybe sitting machine lateral raises. All right, so pick 2 or 3, no more than 3. You don't need more than 3. Your shoulder workout will look something like this. Let's say you pair the chest with the shoulders. So in a workout, you train chest and shoulders. So as an example, you're training 2 times per week. So an example, let's say Monday, you're going to do standing machine lateral raises. Then you're going to do shoulder press. Then you're going to do cable lateral raises. Again, this is just an example. And then you're going to do 2 exercises for your chest. Then you rest Tuesday and Wednesday, and Thursday you're going to do dumbbell lateral raises, reverse pec deck, sitting machine lateral raises, and then 2 more exercises for the chest. This is just one way to structure and schedule your workouts, but I just wanted to give you an idea so you can make your own. Just a quick thing. This is me when I followed bro split, as you can see right here. Just doing bro split. I think, to be honest, if you do bro split, just expect to get your gains to like the time frame to get your ideal dream body is gonna double if you do bro split. Just think of it like that. So if you want to do bro split just because you want to do bro split, just know that it's gonna take double the time to achieve it. Now, this is me when I changed it, and all the things that I talk in every single video on this channel. So how often should you train your shoulders? Start training them twice a week and see how you feel. You can then try 3 times a week, but it gets more complicated because maybe your shoulders are gonna hurt a bit, like in my case, and then you're gonna need to change the volume and exercises. Just have 2 days of rest for your shoulders before you train them again. So this is a good example here. You train Monday and then Thursday. If your shoulders recover fast, then you can train them Monday and then Wednesday again. And then when they recover, you can train, let's say, Friday or Saturday again. But just keep this in mind. Rest, don't train the muscle if it's sore, if it's not fully recovered. Train the muscle and have enough rest days just until they recover fully. Just keep that in mind. Now, some programs that you can use to implement this advice that I told you right here. I'm just gonna give you the popular ones. So you can do this with push-pull legs. You can definitely do this with push-pull legs upper body. So you train 1 to 4 days a week. And you can also do it with push-pull legs push-pull. So you train 5 days a week. You can do this with all of these programs. And there are more ways to structure your program. But I gave you just the popular ones. And by the way, just a complete beginner, for a complete beginner, if you're just starting out and if this is you right now, I recommend the program that I made. Is the first link in the description, and you also get access to a bunch more stuff. How many sets should you do? Aim to get about 15 sets per shoulder per week. Not per shoulder, for the shoulders per week. But I would say experiment with 10 or 20. So that's to say, just keep in mind that the more volume you do, the less intensity you can put in. So if you go closer to 10 sets a week overall for your shoulders, then you have to put a more intensity in. You have to train with a lot more intensity because you do less volume, less exercises, less sets, and you need to make up for it. You need to train harder, with closer to failure. If you go with 20 sets per week, then you need to maybe back down a bit on the intensity, just for you to be able to do 20 sets a week, to be able to recover to do 20 sets. How many reps should you do? Anywhere from 5 to 30 is good. No wrong answers here. But again, experiment for yourself, because everyone is different when it comes to training. Everyone responds different to different rep ranges, sets, and all that stuff. So try low reps, closer to 5. Try high reps, closer to 15 to 20 to 30, and see which one gives you the best results. For me, it's 10 to 15. It's enough to just train the muscle to failure, but enough to get all the benefits, like to feel the muscle pumped, to feel some burn, and it doesn't hurt my shoulders. So you can start with 10 to 15, and then you can experiment. Now, progressive overload is very, very important. What you need to do is to make the exercise harder over time. So if you do dumbbells, add 1 to 2 reps with the same weight from the previous week. That's how you do it. And then next week or in the next 2 weeks, then you can add 2 more kilograms. Go for the next dumbbells. If you do machines, or for the machines, you first add 2 kilograms because it's easier. And then in next week, maybe you do the same reps from this week, but you add 1 to 2 reps. But overall, chase the small wins and be consistent with those. Now, here's the thing. You don't go, if I say add 2 kilograms with the same reps from the previous week, you don't go to the gym, you add 2 kilograms and you feel, oh, it's a bit easy. And you go and add 5 kilograms or 10 kilograms. No, that's not how you do it. You add just a little bit of weight. Next week, you add a little bit of weight, then reps. You chase those small wins. That's how you make progress. Okay, let's talk about the diet. First, make sure you get enough protein. General rule that I want you to follow: 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. For example, if you weigh 190 pounds, you need to eat around 190 grams of protein per day. That's what you need to do. Also, try to spread the protein equally in every day. So let's say you want to eat 5 times a day. You're going to take your daily intake of protein and divide it by 5, and you're going to see how many grams of protein you need to eat each time. Then make sure you eat enough calories. Now, my simple rule that I follow is that if I gain no more than half a pound per week, is good. But that's just for me, because for this body fat percentage and all that stuff. That's for my body. But for you, maybe if you are more of a skinny fat or you have a lot of fat on your body, then you probably want to go on a fat loss phase just to get to this point, and then you can follow this rule. But make sure you don't gain, in every single case, make sure you don't gain more than half a pound per week. That's just a rule for everyone. Don't gain more than half a pound per week, because it's going to be harder for you then to cut down the fat. You don't have to track everything all the time, but just be aware of the food that you eat. So for example, if you eat 1 pint of ice cream, just keep in mind, be aware of the fact that that pint, it's about 1,000 calories or so. So just be aware of it, all right? You don't really have to track everything, but you can look on the label, read the labels, see the calories and all that stuff. Just be aware of it, all right? And if you use this rule and you are also aware of the food that you eat, you're gonna make progress. So improving sleep, because we also need to talk about recovery. From my research and experience, I'm gonna tell you everything that works for me, and you can also try it for yourself. So what can help? White noise while sleeping. So the way I do this is I open Spotify, I take a playlist, not a playlist, like one of those 11 hours white noise or thunderstorm or something, and I just play that when I go to sleep, and I just put the timer 1 hour or so, and I just fall asleep. Then you can also try a non-sleep deep rest protocol just before going to sleep. That's also going to help you if you follow it for 10 minutes. It's kind of like a meditation, and it prepares you for sleep. It has more benefits, but I use it to fall asleep faster. It relaxes you. It's going to help you. At least it helps me, so you can try it. Then keep the room cold. How cold? I don't know, but just enough so if you don't have a blanket on you, it's very cold. That helps me. Eat last meal 3 hours before sleep, because when I go to sleep and I digest food, I just really cannot fall asleep. So then having a sleep routine / ritual that you follow every evening, that's also good, because it helps your brain to think, okay, he's preparing to go to sleep. Turn off the lights in the evening, because if it's dark outside and you still have the lights above your head turned on, your brain will think, okay, it's still day outside, so it's not going to be ready for sleep. Or you're going to sleep, but it's going to take longer to fall asleep. Then consistent wake up time and going to sleep. Just have some kind of routine, and do not use your phone in bed, just because your brain is going to think that it's a sofa to chill and not to sleep. I think these are the most important things to optimize your sleep. And if you click right now on the link below, not only going to get access to my workout program that I use to get jacked, but a whole bunch of more stuff. And to be more specific, you're going to get over 5 detailed courses in which I go in detail every single thing you need to do in order to build your body. Click the link below once you're ready and learn every single thing that you need to do.